all aboard.
How far are you going, friend? Wherever the people are as green as the money, friend.
Wait, what's wrong with credit? It's old-fashioned. Charlie or an Anvil salesman, your firm give credit?
No, sir.
Nor anybody else.
Rib City, next.
Cash for the merchandise. Cash for the button hooks.
Cash for the cotton goods, cash for the hard goods.
Cash for the soft goods. Cash for the fancy goods.
Cash for the noggins and the pagans and the Bergens.
Cash for the hog's head, cask and damage on. Cash for the pickles and the crackers and the fly paper.
What are you talking? What are you talking? What are you talking? What are you talking? What are you talking?
Where do you get it?
What are you talking? You can talk, you can talk, you can bicker, you can talk, you can bicker, you can talk, you can talk, you can talk, bicker, you can talk all you wanna, but it's different than it was.
No, it ain't, but you gotta know the territory.
What's the Model T Ford made? The trouble made the people wanna go, wanna get up and go. 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 22, 23 miles to the county seat.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Who's gonna patronize a little bitty 2x4 store anymore?
What are you talking? What are you talking? Where do you get it? Gone with the hogshead, cask and demijohn. Gone with the sugar barrel, pickle barrel, milk pan. Gone with the tub and the pail and the tears.
Ever been a fella by the name of Hill?
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 No!
Just a minute. Never heard of any salesman Hill. Now he doesn't know the territory.
Know the territory?
What's the fellow's line?
Never worries about his line.
Never worries about his line.
Or a doggone thing. He's just a bang-beat, bell-ringing, big old brick drum, necking on the brick roaring, African bullseye salesman.
What's his line?
He's a fake and he doesn't know the territory.
What are you talking?
He's a music man.
He's a what? He's
a music man, and he sells clarinets to the kids in the town with the big trombones and the rat-a-tat drums and the big brass bass, and the piccolo, uniform shoe with the shiny gold braid on the coat and a big red stripe running.
Well, I don't know much about bands, but I do know you can't make a living selling big trombones. No, sir. Mandolin picks, perhaps, and here and there Jews harp.
No, the fellow sells band. Boys band. I don't know how he does it, but he lives like a king, and he dallies and gathers and plucks and shines, and when the man dances, certainly, boys, what else? A piper pays him. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. When the man dances, certainly, boys, what else? The piper pays him. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But he doesn't know the territory. Rib City, Iowa. Rib City, population 212. Cigarettes are illegal in this state. All right, if you're all through, I'll tell you about this fella Hill. You mean you really know Harold Hill? Never saw him in my life, but I just been run out of town because of Hill. He's giving every one of us a black eye. After he's worked a town over, the next salesman to arrive gets tarred and feathered and rode out on a rail.
Now, how do you account for a thing like that?
It's this Hill. He goes around selling band instruments and uniforms and instruction books by guaranteeing to teach the kids to play and organize them kids into a band with himself as the leader. Well, what's wrong with that? He don't know one note from another. He's a bare-faced, double-shuffled, two-bit thimble rigger. And I'm gonna catch up with him one of these days. But not in Iowa. He's too smart to pull that flim-flam out here. Not on these neck-bowed Hawkeyes.
Or, gentlemen, you intrigue me. I think I'll have to give Iowa a try.
Don't believe I caught your name.
I don't believe I dropped it. neighbor, could you kindly direct me which way is the center of town?
Runs right down the middle of the street.
Excuse me, friend. Oh, where can I find a good hotel?
Try the Palmer House in Chicago.
Chicago. Excuse me, miss, I was wondering. I'm a stranger in town. Well, what do you folks do for excitement?
Mind our business.
Well, you folks really do know how to make a fella feel at home.
Oh, there's nothing halfway about the Iowa way to treat you when we treat you as we may not do at all. There's an Iowa kind, a special chip on the shoulder, attitude we've never been without that we recall. We can be cold as a falling thermometers in December if we ask about our weather in July, and we're so by God's stubborn we can stand touching noses for a week at a time and never see eye to eye. What the heck? You're welcome. Join us at the picnic. You can have your fill of all the food you bring yourself. You really ought to give Iowa a try.
Provided you are contrary.
Good morning, Mayor Shin.
It is if you want to go around in your drawers all day.
We can be cold as a falling thermometers in December if you ask about our weather in July. And we're so by God's stubborn we can stand touching noses for a week at a time and never see eye to eye. We'll give you our shirt and a bag to go with it. If your crop should happen to
So what the heck? You're welcome. Glad to have you with us.
even though we may not ever mention it,
Again.
you really ought to give Iowa, Hawkeye, Iowa, Dubuque, Des Moines, Davenport, Washington, Mississippi, Kirkland, Hayes, Clear Lake. Want to give Iowa a try.
Mr. Squires.
Yes.
Yes, I'm interested in a rig for Sunday. If you could accommodate me.
You should talk to Marcellus. He's in charge of hiring rigs. And he's late as usual. Oh, I'll be right with you.
Marcellus? Marcellus Washburn!
Gregory? Gregory, why you old son of a gun?
Hill's the name on this strip. Professor Harold
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here? I never thought I'd see a slicker like you in the sarsaparilla belt.
I live here.
You live here?
Yeah, well, I like it too. I mean, it's not Brooklyn.
Brooklyn? Marsh, this isn't even Dubuque. Hey, are you hiding out or what?
No, just not as late on my feet as I used to be when I was shilling for you. I got me a job now, and a girl. Real nice. Ethel Toffelmeyer, the boss's niece.
Gone legitimate, huh? I knew you'd come to no good.
Too many close shaves in your business. Hey, what about you? Last I heard you was pushing steam automobiles.
Oh, I was.
So what happened?
Somebody actually invented one. So now I'm back at the old bandstand.
Oh, forget it. They got no call for a boys band in this town. Anything these Iowa folk don't already have, they just do without.
Oh, they got music?
Just a gramophone down to the barber shop. And a stuck-up librarian who gives piano. Oh, maiden lady. Hey, she'll expose you before you pack your bags.
Oh, now, Marsh, you know me. Maiden lady librarians who give piano are a specialty of mine. Just you point her out to me. I'll keep her out of bounds. I'll back her into a corner and breathe on her glasses.
Well, hey, there she blows.
Well, I'll do it. I won't like it.
No. That's not the librarian. That's Mrs. Shin, the mayor.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Shin. Don't change the subject.
Is this the sort of book you give my daughter to read? This Ruby Hats of Omar I'm appalled. It's beautiful Persian poetry. It's dirty Persian poetry. Mrs. Shin, the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam is a classic. It's a smutty book. Honestly, Mrs. Shin, wouldn't you rather have your daughter read a classic than, say, Eleanor Glyn? What Eleanor Glyn reads is her mother's problem. Just you keep your dirty books away from my daughter.
That's a librarian.
Marsh, this town's beginning to grow on me. And now if I can just find a way to get it out of the serious trouble it's in,
Well, River City ain't in any trouble.
well, then I'll have to make some. I need to create a desperate need for a boys' band. Here, you remember the routine. And what's going on around here? What's exciting?
Well, the other day a farmer found an egg had 3 yolks. It was in the paper.
That's exciting, all right. I mean, what's new? What can I use?
Nothing. Except, they did just get a new pool table down at the billiards parlor. But,
They never had a pool table here before?
no, just billiards.
That'll do. Now, just you watch. You're Mr. Dunlop?
Yes?
Well, either you're closing your eyes to a situation you do not wish to acknowledge, or you are not aware of the caliber of disaster indicated by the presence of a pool table in your community. Well, you got trouble, my friend. Right here, I say trouble right here in River City. Why, sure, I'm a bit of a player. Certainly mighty proud to say I'm always mighty proud to say it. I consider that the hours I spend with a cue in my hand are golden. Help you cultivate horses, and a cool head, and a keen eye. Did you ever take a try to give an ironclad lead to yourself from a 3-rail billiard shot? But just as I say it takes judgment, brains, and maturity to score in a ball-blind game, I say that any guru can take and shove a ball in a pocket, and I call that sloth. First big step on the road to the depths of degradé. I say first, medicinal wine in a teaspoon, then beer from a bottle. And the next thing you know, your son is playing for money in a pitchback suit and listening to some big out-of-town Jasper, hearing him tell about horse racing. Not a wholesome trotting race, no. A race where they set right down on a horse, like to see some stuck-up jockey boy sitting on Dan Patch, make your blood boil, I should say. And have friends, let me tell you what I'm doing. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pockets in a table. Pockets that mark the difference between a gentleman and a bum with a capital B, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool. And all week long, your River City youth will be frittering away. I say your young men will be frittering away. They're noontime, supper time, short time too. Get the ball in the pocket. Never mind your dandelions pulled and screened or patched to the beefsteak pounded. Never mind pumping any water to your parents' o'clock with a cistern empty on a Saturday night, and that's trouble. Yes, you got lots and lots of trouble. I'm thinking of the kids with the nickel, short-tailed young ones peeking through the pool hall window after school. You got trouble, folks. Right here in River City. Trouble with a capital T, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool. Now, I know all you folks are the right kind of parents. Now, I'm going to be perfectly frank. Would you like to know what kind of conversation goes on while they're loafing around that hall? They'll be trying out Beagle, trying out Cubans, trying out tailor-mades like cigarette beans, and bragging all about how they're going to cover up a telltale threat with sensei one fine night. They leave that pool hall heading for the dance in the armory, libertine, scarlet women, and ragtime. Shameless music that'll grab your son, your daughter with the arms of a jungle animal instinct mass hysteria. Friends, the idle brain is the devil's playground. Trouble!
Oh, we got trouble.
Right here in River City.
Right here in River City.
With a capital T, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool.
That stands for pool.
We surely got trouble.
We surely got trouble.
Right here in River City.
Right here.
Gotta figure out a way to keep the young ones moral after school.
Our children gonna have trouble.
Others in River City, heed that warning before it's too late. Watch for the telltale signs of corruption. The moment your son leaves the house, does he rebuckle his knickerbockers below the knee?
Trouble!
Is there a nicotine stain on his index finger?
Trouble!
A dime novel hidden in the corn crib? Is he memorizing jokes? And a Captain Billy's whiz-bang?
Trouble!
Are certain words creeping into his conversation? Words like swell!
Trouble!
And so's our old man!
Trouble!
Oh, we got trouble. We're in terrible, terrible trouble. That game with the 15 numbered balls is devil's tool. Yes, we got trouble, trouble, trouble.
Oh yes, we got trouble here, we got big, big trouble.
With a T.
Capital T.
Not with P. That stands for pool.
Trouble, trouble, trouble. Right here, sitting with the capital T, that rhymes with P, that stands for pool. Stands for pool. We got trouble, trouble. Right here, sitting with the capital T, and we got making up the floral after school.
Did you drop?
No,
Didn't I eat?
no.
You know, I'll only be in town a short while.
Good. Keep on, Amaryllis. I'll be with you in a minute. That's fine, dear. Now on with your exercises. Mama, a man with a suitcase followed me home today.
Oh, who?
I never saw him before.
Oh, well, did he say anything?
He tried.
Well, did you say anything?
Mama, of course not. But now don't dawdle, Amaryllis. So, do, la, re, ti, mi, a little slower, and please keep the fingers curved as nice and high as you possibly can. Don't get faster, dear.
Well, if you don't mind my saying so, it wouldn't have hurt you to find out what the gentleman wanted.
Well, I know what the gentleman wanted.
What, dear?
You'll find it in Balzac.
Oh, excuse me for living, but I never read it.
Neither has anyone else in this town.
There you go again with that same old comment about the low mentality of River City people and taking it all too much to heart.
Now, Mama, as long as the Madison Public Library was entrusted to me for the purpose of improving River City's cultural level, I can't help my concern that the ladies of River City keep ignoring all my counsel and advice.
But darling, when a woman has a husband and you've got none, why should she take advice from you? Even if you can quote Balzac and Shakespeare and all the other highfalutin Greeks.
Now, Mama, if you don't mind my saying so, you have a bad habit of changing every subject.
I haven't changed the subject. I was talking about the string.
Let's string.
With the suitcase, so maybe at a very last chance.
Now, Mama, do you think I'd allow a common basher? Now, really, Mama, I have my standards where men are concerned, and I have no intention.
Oh, I know all about your standards, and if you don't mind me saying so, there's not a man alive who would hold Tom as a rock to that planet called Bunyan, St. Pat, Noah Webster. You concocted for yourself, and your Irish imagination, your Irish stubbornness, and your library full of books.
Well, if that isn't the best I've ever heard. Thank you. Can I have a drink, please? May I?
May I have a drink, please?
Yes, you may.
Hello, Winthrop. Winthrop, it's after dark, dear.
I'm having a party on Saturday. Will you please come? I would especially like it very much if you'd come. Winthrop?
Well, Winthrop, Amaryllis asked you to her party. Are you going out, aren't you?
No.
No what?
No, thank you.
You know the little girl's name.
I'll bet he won't say it. No, thank you, Amaryllis. Amaryllis, Amaryllis. He's crying.
Winthrop, you didn't say hello to your sister.
Why does he every night, I say goodnight to him on the evening star. Every single night. Good night, my Winthrop. Good night. Sleep tight. And he never says anything to me. There, darling, don't cry. You have lots of time for sweethearts. If not Winthrop, there will be someone else. Never. I'll end up an old maid like you. I'm sorry, Miss Marion. Can I play my crosshand piece? May I? May I play my crosshand piece? Yes, you may. If a girl doesn't have a sweetheart, who's she supposed to say goodnight to on the evening star? Well, for the time being, just say, goodnight, my someone. You can put the name in when the right someone comes along. All right, it's better than nothing. Yes, it is. Now you can play your crosshand piece. Good night, my someone. Good night, my love. Sleep tight, my someone. Sleep tight, my love. Our star is shining its brightest light. For good night, my love. For good night. Sweet dreams be yours, dearest dreams there be. Sweet dreams to carry you close to me. I wish they may, and I wish they might. Now good night, my someone, good night. True love can be whispered from heart to heart. When lovers are parted, they say. But I must depend on a wish and a star, as long as my heart doesn't know who you are. Sweet dreams be yours, dearest dreams there be. Sweet dreams to carry you close to me. I wish they may, and I wish they might. Now good night, my someone, good night. Good
I'm sure we're all grateful to my wife, Eulalie McKechnie Shin, for leading the singing. And to Ethel Toppelmeyer,
our fine piano player. As mayor of River City, I welcome you, River City-zians, to the 4th of July exercises, held indoors here at Madison Gymnasium, on account of the weather being so chancy. 4-score! 4-score! Ah, yes. The members of the school board will now be presenting a patriotic tableau. No. The members of the school board will not be presenting a patriotic tableau. Some disagreement about costumes, I suppose. Instead, the Watanyi girls of the local wigwam of Hiawatha will be presenting a Spectacle My Wife, in which my wife, Eulalie McKechnie Shin, will be taking a leading part.
I would not leave if I was you.
Mrs. Shin will recover. No thanks to a certain young ruffian who's a disgrace to our city. 7 years ago when the Payne's fireworks spectacle, Last Days of Pompey, will take place out in Madison Picnic Park, in the far meadow across the creek from the pest house, provided that the rain stops by 9:30.
How can it be raining? Didn't the Gazette predict fair?
Sure did, Ewart. That's why we're all prepared for a storm.
My paper is accurate most of the time, and you know it, JC.
I wouldn't last very long in the painting business, being accurate most of the time.
Will you members of the school board stop bickering in public? 4 score!
Hey, we heard there's a pool table in town!
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Now, just a minute.
Is it a pool table or isn't it?
Will you allow me to get on with the exercises?
No more exercises until we get this pool table matter settled.
Hey, let's protect our children!
We've got to protect our children.
Resist sin and corruption!
Resist sin and corruption.
Smoke that devil and keep our young boys pure!
Protect our children. Resist corruption. Be your boy.
Listen! May I have your attention, please? Attention, please! I can deal with this troubled friends with the wave of my hand, this very hand. Please observe me if you will. I'm Professor Harold Hill, and I'm here to organize the River City Boys Band. Oh, think, my friends, how could any pool table ever hope to compete with a gold trombone? Ra, 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 da, 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 ra, ra. Remember, my friends, what a handful of trumpet players did to the fabled walls of Jericho. Oh, billiard parlor walls come tumbling down. Oh, a band, my friends. Oh, yes, I mean a boys' band. Do you hear me? I say River City's got to have a boys' band, and I mean she needs it today. Well, Professor Harold Hill's on hand. River City's going to have a boys' band. As sure as the Lord made little green apples. And that band's going to be in uniform. Johnny, Willie, Teddy, Fred. And you'll see the glitter of crashing cymbals. And you'll hear the thunder of rolling drums, the shiver of trumpets, ta-ta-da! And you'll feel something akin to the electric thrill I once enjoyed when Gilmore, Liberati, Pat Conway, the great creator, W.C. Handy, and John Philip Sousa all came to town on that very same historic day. 76 trombones led the way.
close at hand. They were followed by rows and rows of the finest virtuosos, the cream of every famous band. 76 trombones caught the morning sun, with 110 cornets right behind. There were more than 1,000 reeds springing up like weeds. There were horns of every shape and kind. There were copper-bottomed timpani and horse lagoons, thundering, thundering all along the way. Double-belly euphoniums and big bassoons, each bassoon having its big fat say. There were 50 mounted cannon in the battery, thundering, thundering louder than before. Clarinets of every size and trumpeters who'd improvise a full octave higher than the score.
76 trombones since the counter boys, 110 cornets blaze away. To the rhythm of march, 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 all the kids began to march, and they're marching still.
to stir a fella up. When I hear them trombone.
It's them peck horns that really does it.
I bet your Nashville ain't got nothing like it. Or even in Des Moines.
I'll stake my River City band against any town west of Chicago.
What band? Honestly, a bunch of grown men. Along comes this fly-by-night salesman, and you're all taken in.
You know what? She's right. That man is a spellbinder. I haven't seen Iowa people get this excited since the night Frank Gotch and Strangler Lewis lay on the mat for 3.5 hours without moving a muscle. Oh, that was exciting. Grab that hoodlum! He tried to go up his shin.
Great honk, let me go!
Thank you, Professor. Gotta make an example out of this one. Ringleader, you know. What he does, the gang does.
You wild kid, you. Hanging around my oldest girl. His father's one of them day laborers from south of town, you know. You wild kid, you. Tagging down Main Street after my oldest girl last Sunday.
I wasn't either tagging.
Don't you?
We was just walking together. Great honk.
You watch your phraseology, young man. I know what you was doing. My little Gracie seen you. Now you just stay away from my oldest girl, or you'll hear from me till... Who laid the rails? Hill, I'll talk to you Monday morning about this band thing over at City Hall. 10 o'clock sharp. Men, come with me. This requires emergency action.
Constable, I'll be responsible for the whole.
You don't know this kid. He's tough. Probably got his gang waiting outside.
Oh, I'll be careful. Tommy, I'd like to talk to you about the band.
Oh, gee, Professor, it's for the little kids.
I'm not talking about you playing in the band. You're mechanically minded, aren't you? Did you ever do anything with perpetual motion?
You nearly had it a couple of times.
Oh, you did? Well, you're my man. Do you realize that nobody has ever invented a music holder for the marching piccolo player? There's no place to hang the music.
Gee, I wonder where you get some wire from.
Look in your cellar. That's where people keep wire. Oh, Tommy.
Yes, sir.
Now, Constable, I'll show you how to bring up a gang. All right, young lady. Miss. What is your name?
Nita, I don't have any idea you was a second to me. He got.
Do you know Tommy Tevis?
Well.
Tommy, this is Anita. Escort the young lady home.
Oh, only expecting I'm not going home. I've got to go to the library. He got.
Well, then escort the young lady home by way of the library. By way of the candy kitchen.
Do I have to?
Oh, you have to.
Yes, sir.
He got.
Professor, you're a pretty bright fella. Only made a couple of mistakes.
Oh.
The mayor happens to own the billiard parlor and that new pool table.
Oh. What was my other mistake?
That's Anita. She's the mayor's oldest girl.
Good evening, ladies.
Professor, we need your credentials. We're the school board. Academic certificates? Nothing of the kind. We need letters and papers.
Make him put up a bond.
What am I hearing? Say,
Ice cream. Well, ice cream. But I don't really sing them, man.
all right. Talk then.
Down here. Ice cream. Walk slow. Ice cream.
You see, singing is only sustained talking. Now you, ice cream. Now you, right here, ice cream. Now you, sir, ice cream. Ladies, from now on, you'll never see one of these men without the other three.
Oh, Professor, you're wrong. Why, they've hated each other for 15 years.
Ice cream, ice cream, ice cream. How can there be any sin in sincere
confused.
Your apprehensions confuse me, dear.
Puzzle and mystify, tell me what can be fair in farewell, dear, while one single star shines above. How can there be any sincere? Aren't we sincerely in love? Oh, we're in love.
I don't suppose you live alone or anything.
No.
You know, I have got some wonderful carols over at the hotel.
Mr. Hill.
Oh, please. Professor Hill.
Professor of what? At what college do they give a degree for accosting women on the street like a Saturday night rowdy at a public dance hall?
Oh, now, I wouldn't know anything about that. I'm a conservatory man myself. Gary, Indiana. Gold medal class of '05.
Even should that happen to be true, Mr. Hill, I am not as easily mesmerized or hoodwinked as some people in this town, and I think it only fair to warn you that I am not impressed by your credentials, which I have not seen, or your manners, which I have.
Hey, Gregory. Professor Hill? Boy, Professor, did you cut a swath tonight? When you were out talking about them trombones, you looked just like you did back in Joplin.
Joplin?
In the park, when you used to imitate that Italian band leader.
Oh, yeah. Ra-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta.
Oh, that's kid stuff. I'm in rare form these days. Just you keep your eye on me for the next 4 weeks.
4 weeks? Didn't you used to get the instruments in 10 days?
Well, I still do. But it takes 4 weeks for the uniforms.
You've added uniforms?
Uniforms and instruction books.
But you can't seriously pass yourself off as a music professor for 4 weeks.
Professor! I've got the wrong professor! But I'm a little worried. Our family's not what you would call musical.
Oh, now, madam, that you do not know. The main thing is imagination and instruction. Observe. Now, you, repeat after me. I love music, Mommy.
I love music, Mommy!
And now you. Me too, Mommy.
Me too, Mommy!
Oh, madam, it's amazing. 2 members of the same family with absolute perfect pitch.
Oh, Professor!
That'll be $34 seat money. You were saying?
Boy, Professor, you don't know one note from another.
But I have a revolutionary new method called the Think System, where you don't bother with notes.
But in 4 weeks, these people are going to want to hear some music.
Boy, the uniforms arrive, they forget everything else. Well, at least long enough for me to collect and leave. Oh, this is a refined operation, my friend. And I've got it timed right down to the last wave of the brakeman's hand on the last train out of town. And now, if you'll excuse me.
Gonna line yourself up a little canoodling, huh?
Well.
Say, I could fix you up with Ethel's sister. Lovely girl, teaches Sunday school.
Ooh, no wide-eyed, eager, wholesome, innocent Sunday school teacher for me. That kind of girl spins webs, no spider ever. Now listen to me. A girl who trades on all that purity merely wants to trade my independence for her security. The only affirmative she will file refers to marching down the aisle, no golden, glorious, gleaming, pristine goss. No, sir, for no Diana do I play fawn. I can tell you that right now. I snarl, I hiss. How can ignorance be compared to bliss? I spark, I fizz. For the lady who knows what time it is, I cheer, I rave. For the virtue I'm too late to save. The sadder but wiser girl for me. No
wide-eyed, blushing, breathless babe and all baby. No, sir, that kind of child ties knots no sailor ever knew. I prefer to take a chance on a more adult romance. No Dewey young miss keeps resisting. All the time she keeps insisting. No wide-eyed, wholesome, innocent female. No, sir, why she's the fisherman, I'm the fish you see. I flinch, I shy, when the last delicate air goes by. I smile, I grin, when the gal with a touch of sin walks in. I hope and I pray for Hester to win just one more A. The sadder but wiser girl's the girl for me. The sadder but wiser girl for me.
We've decided we're all agog, simply agog. Oh, the cute.
Everyone's so excited about the band. I'm Ethel Toffelmeyer, the pianola girl.
And this is Mrs. Squires and Mrs. Hicks. And of course you met our mayor's wife, Eulalie McTechnician. Oh, Eulalie, isn't it exciting?
Oh, I couldn't say. I could not say. Oh no, I could not say this time. My husband will wish to investigate, I'm sure. And naturally, I'm reticent. Oh yes, I'm reticent.
Oh, of course, Mrs. Shin, I understand. But you see, part of my music plans include a committee on the dance, and... No, wait. Wait! Do that again, Mrs. Shin. Your foot, the way you raised it, just now.
Oh, I have a bunion there that bothers.
Oh, what grace. What natural flow of rhythm. Oh, what expression of line and movement.
Mr. Hill!
Oh, you must accept the chairmanship of the Ladies' Auxiliary of the Classic Dance. Mustn't she, ladies?
Yes!
Mrs. Shin, every move you make bespeaks Delsarte. Will you say yes, Mrs. Shin?
Dancing? Well,
Then you accept?
yes indeed. And I would like to see
Thank you.
If you can dance,
Another young lady who teaches the piano. Marion Peru. Well, after all, she is the librarian.
Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, tick, 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 talk a lot, pick a little more, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, tick, 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 talk a lot, pick a little more, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, tick, 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 talk a lot, pick a little more, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, tick, 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 tick.
Professor, her kind of woman doesn't belong on any committee. Of course, I shouldn't tell you this, but she advocates 30 books.
30 books?
Shawls, Rhapsody,
Balzac. And the worst thing, of course, I shouldn't tell you this, but...
Well, if it was on my street, let me tell. Stop! I'll tell. She made brazen overtures to a man who never had a friend in this town until she came here. Old Miser Madison.
Miser Madison. Madison Gymnasium, Madison Picnic Park, Madison Hospital. That Miser Madison?
Exactly. And who did he think he was anyway?
Well, I should say, the show-off. He gave the town a library, too, didn't he?
That's just it. When he died, he left the library building to the city.
But he left all the books to her.
She was seen going and coming from his place.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. That woman made brazen overtures with a gilt-edged guarantee. She had a golden glitter eye and a silver voice with a counterfeit ring. Just melt her down and you'll reveal a lump of lead as cold as steel here, where a woman's heart should be. He left River City, the library building, but he left all the books to her. Chaucer, Rabelais, Balzac. Chip, 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 chip.
Just a minute here. Wait, chip, chip, chip.
Why, certainly, gentlemen. I have just what you need in my hotel. Come with me. Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. We're going to leave you farewell, ladies. Farewell, ladies. It's all right. I know everything, and it doesn't make any difference.
What are you talking about?
You're probably very young. Now, anybody can make a mistake.
What could you possibly...
No apologies, no explanations, please. You see, I'll only be in town a short time. Well, the sadder but wiser girl for me.
Will you please make your selection and leave?
Oh, well, I have.
What are you going to take out?
The librarian. Shh.
Quiet, please.
The librarian. You're not listening, Marion? Look! Marion. Marbles. 6 Steelies, 8 Aggies, a dozen Pee-wees, and 1 big glass with an American flag in the middle. I think I'll drop it.
No!
Shh! Madam Librarian. What can I do, my dear, to catch your ear? I love you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. Marion, heaven help us if the library caught on fire and the volunteer hose for gaping had to whisper the news to Marion. Madam Librarian. What can I do, my dear, to make it clear? I need you badly, badly, Madam Librarian. Marion, if I stumbled and I busted my whatchamacallit, I could lie on the floor unnoticed till my body had turned to Marion. Madam Librarian. Now in the moonlight, a man could sing it in the moonlight. And a fellow would know that his darling had heard every word of his song with the moonlight helping along. But when I try in here to tell you, dear, I love you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. Marion, it's a long lost cause. I can never win, for the civilized world accepts as unforgivable sin any talking out loud with any librarian, such as Marion. Madam Librarian.
Marion, it's a long lost cause. I can never win, for the civilized world accepts as unforgivable sin any talking out loud with many librarians, such as the Ladies' Dance Committee meets on Tuesday nights. Rian, Marshmallow? Madam Librarian. Rian.
Tommy, what's the problem, son?
My music core for the marching piccolo player, you see? It still has a couple of minor flaws. When you get tight enough to hold the music steady, it cuts off the circulation, you can't wiggle your fingers. Meanwhile, you could go blind.
Well, keep working. Remember, genius is 10% inspiration, 90% perspiration. How'd you do with sales?
11 sales out of 12 tries.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's almost noon. Why don't you go home and get some dinner? I'll take care of a few by myself.
Bye, Professor.
Well, thanks, Tommy.
Are you soliciting?
Oh, I know, Mayor Shin. I collect doorbells. I've just been going door to door, admiring the wide variety of specimens that River City has to offer.
Poppycock! Soliciting is statutory in this county. Malfeasance without a permit. Why haven't you been down to City Hall with your references?
Oh, I must have just missed you. Mr. Mayor, your hand!
What?
Oh, no.
What?
That spread of the little finger. It's hereditary.
Oh, it is? What does that mean?
It means that your son's little finger is perfectly situated to operate the spit valve of a B-flat flugelhorn.
Is that good?
Good. It means that America has at last produced an artist who can flugel the minute waltz in 50 seconds.
Where can I get one of those horns?
Sign here, Mr. Mayor. That'll be $17 import fee.
Oh, just think, I could have missed this whole thing. My son could have... I haven't got a son. I never had a son!
I never said you did.
You unscrupulous flew-by-night! You unfliptuous! You be down to City Hall with your by-God papers by 3 o'clock. I couldn't make myself any plainer if I see a Quaker on his day off.
Zanita, better call Doc Wibble. Your father's overheating again.
My dear Mrs. Brew, do you realize that only 1 in 78 adults has a ganglia that reaches the ligature clear down to the apex? Now this automatically turns your face into amazing armature.
Oh, but I've never had a sick day in my life.
Oh, you don't understand. You have the facial characteristics of a cornet virtuoso. And if your boy has that same firm chin, those splendid cheek muscles, oh, by George. Well, not that he could ever be really great, you understand, but...
Oh, is that so? And in the name of St. Bridget, why not?
Oh, well, you see, all the really great cornet players were Irish. Oh, Clark, oh, Mendez, oh, Klein.
But, Professor, we are Irish.
No, really. Well, that clinches it. Sign here, Mrs. Peru. Your boy was born to play the cornet. Fine. That'll be $7 earnest money. Thank you. And of course, I'll need the boy's measurements for his band uniform.
His uniform.
Wow. Oh, hello there, son. Why, certainly, his uniform. And there won't be a penny due till delivery. which gives him 4 weeks to enjoy, to anticipate, to imagine, at no cost whatsoever.
Would it have,
Oh, a stripe? Why, certainly, my boy. A big red stripe on each side. And what do you think of that?
Winthrop? Winthrop! You'll have to excuse him, Professor. We can't get him to say 3 words a day, even to us. And if you can get him into the band, you'll have St. Michael's on way with you. But if anybody can do it, I'll bet you can. You've a gift of the blarney about you, no mistaken. Where are you from, me boy?
Gary, Indiana. In fact, Gary Conservatory was my alma mater.
Was he now?
Yes, indeed. Gold medal class of '05. Gary, Indiana.
What a wonderful name.
Named after Elbert Gary of judiciary fame. Gary, Indiana, a Shakespeare would say, trips along softly off the tongue this way. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana. Let me say it once again. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana. That's the town that knew me when. If you'd like to have a logical explanation how I happened on this elegant syncopation, I will say without a moment of hesitation, there is just one place that can like my face. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, not Louisiana, Paris, France, New York, or Rome, but Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, my home sweet home. Here's one I picked up in a dance hall in Pittsburgh.
Well, here's how we do it in County Cork. Oh, Professor, aren't you light on your feet?
Only because I'm dancing with you, Mrs. Peru. Gary, Indiana.
Gary, Indiana.
Not Louisiana, Paris, France, New York, or Rome, but Gary, Indiana.
Gary, Indiana.
Gary, Indiana, my home sweet home. Oh, how to do, miss? Oh, of course, Peru. I thought that name sounded familiar.
He wants to put Winthrop in the band.
Well, we're not interested.
But Marion, the boy might have his father's musical talent. He does have my ganglia, you know.
Oh, your husband is musical. Well, I'd like to talk with him. Now, I'm sure we could come
If
up
you
with
burst in on everyone's home like this, prying into personal affairs, we're not interested.
Marion.
Well, that's one for and one against. And why not let the boy's father decide?
The boy's father is dead. Anything else?
Oh, well, I am sorry. But that is all the more reason why your brother should have something
My
like this.
brother is an unhappy child who can't understand why his father was taken away from him. Would you care to explain it to him? He's been brooding about it for 2 years. As to your musical tricks, why don't you go into business with some nice carnival man who sells gold-painted watches and glass diamond rings?
Musical tricks? Why, Miss Peru, I hardly... You know, I have a feeling she likes the idea. Oh, a little cautious, perhaps, but I admire that woman. Just keep me alive and I'll come back later in the week.
Oh, Professor, I do hope you'll excuse Marion. She's really not...
Oh, please, don't you worry about a thing. Now, I'm sure that at heart, she's as lovely as yourself. Good day, you would approve.
Has he gone?
He has. And I hope not forever. Darling, don't you ever think about your future?
Oh, now, Mama, surely a girl's future doesn't depend on encouraging every fast-talking, woman-chasing, traveling salesman that comes to
All
town.
right, darling, all right. Only it's a well-known principle that if you keep the flint in one drawer and the steel in the other, you'll never strike much of a fire.
Mama!
It's too much time you be spending with these books of yours. Indiana State Educational Journal, Marion. You will never find a man with your nose buried in this.
Perhaps not, Mama, but it may just help me get rid of one.
Get rid of one, and the at your age, if you don't mind me asking, what kind of white knight do you expect to come riding along?
Well, I'm not waiting for Luther Grainer, who backs me into the ancient history shelf each time he comes to the library.
He does?
Or Ed Gamage in that buggy of his with a removable back seat. But I'm not waiting for a knight in shining white armor either. My white knight, not a Lancelot, nor an angel with wings, just someone to love me, who is not ashamed of a few nice things. My white knight, what my heart would say if it only knew how. Please, dear readers, show me love. All I want is a plain man. All I want is a modest man, a quiet man, a gentle man, a straightforward and honest man to sit with me in a cottage somewhere in the state of Iowa, and I would like him to be more interested in me than he is in himself, and more interested in us than in me. And if occasionally he'd ponder what makes Shakespeare and Beethoven great, him I would love till I die. Him I could love till I die. My white knight, not a Lancelot, nor an angel with wings, just someone to love me, who is not ashamed of a few nice things. My white knight, let me walk with him where the others ride by, walk and love him till I
Just need to meet me somewhere.
Papa and Mama shopping up and down Main Street? Me God.
Well, then meet me after supper.
I can't. Did you wear?
The footbridge.
Isn't that what I just said? Last time the lumberyard, now the footbridge. Where I'll meet you next, the Black Hole Calcutta? Me God.
Now, is that the first thing I said or not?
Yes, George.
Yes, the very first thing I said, or I'll eat hay with a horse. Get that spellbinder's credentials, I said. And now look, my wife is off dancing at any and all hours instead of in the home.
George.
The school board is singing up street and down alley instead of tending to city matters. My oldest girl is off fooling around with some wild kid from out of town. And my business has fallen so far off that, why, I can't even find the balance sheet.
Mershin, I found something very interesting in this book about Professor Hill's alma mater.
His who?
His university.
Oh, I've heard all about that. In fact, that's the only thing I can ever get out of him. Gary Conservatory, class of '05.
But if you'll just take a minute to read a little bit about the conservatory, I don't think you'll have to look much further. It's on page...
Fargo wagon is coming.
The Wells Fargo wagon?
It could be the band instruments.
The band instruments.
Band instruments.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is
Coming down the street, oh, please let it be for me. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. I wish I knew what it could be. One look at me to show you all my birthday, in which I got a ring hanging on.
And once I got some great
Montgomery Ward sent me a bathtub and a cross-console.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming now. Is it a prepaid surprise or COD? It could be curtain or dishes or a double boiler. Yes, it could be. Yes, you're right. It surely could be something very, very special now.
That's for me.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. Oh, don't let it pass my door. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. I wish I knew what he was coming for. I got some salmon from Seattle last September.
And we expect a new rocking chair.
I hope I get my races from Fresno.
The DA must send a cannon for the courthouse square.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming now. I don't know how I could ever wish it could be something for someone who is no, it isn't, but it could be.
Yes, it could be. Yes, you're right. It surely could be. Something very, very special now.
Just for me.
Here you are, Winthrop.
My goodness, gee whiz, Professor.
Then, stay off the streets, get acquainted with your instruments, and think about the minuet in G. La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da.
Sister, isn't this the most scrumptious gold thing you ever saw? I never thought I'd see anything so scrumptious as this scrumptious gold thing. Oh, sister.
Round one for you, Mr. Hill. But I better hear some by God tootin' out of them horns, and in pretty short order, or I'll see you over at the grand jury in front of the county seat. Now, Miss Marion, about that book.
You know, the ladies' dance committee meets on Tuesday nights at the high school. They'll be counting on you.
goats are Grecian herbs. 1 Grecian herb. 2 Grecian herbs. 'And the fountain. Splendid, ladies. I predict that our Delsart display will be the highlight of the ice cream sociable. Gentlemen, if you're ready. And ladies, remember, don't make me tell you again. Always keep your face to the audience. To the audience. All right, Mr. Dunlop.
It's you in the sunrise. It's you in my cup.
It's you all the way to town.
It's your sweet hello, dear, that sets me up. And it's your got to go, dear, that gets me down. It's you on my pillow in all of my dreams, till once more the morning breaks through. What words could be saner or truer or plainer than it's you? It's you.
Smile, girls, smile.
Yes, it's you.
Oh, yes, it's you.
Please, kids, Mrs. Shin will have my head.
Mr. Washburn, we are entitled to 5 more minutes.
If you think you can hold these kids back, go ahead.
What's going on here? You get your hands off of my daughter!
Mayor Shin, Your Honor. Me and Zeke are going steady behind your back.
Why,
We'd
you
rather do it in front of your back, but
do what? Never mind.
Zita's scared of you, but I'm not. I would think you'd hate to have your own daughter scared of you. Great honk.
Now I'm going to warn you once more. If I ever see you touching my daughter again, I'll bygone horsewhip you till hell won't have it again.
Now, George!
Not one poop out of you, madam.
I think he means peep.
Yes. Now get out of this public building.
I have as much right in a public building as anybody.
Right? How do you get any right around here? Aiding and abetting the swindling activities of this spellbinding symbol salesman? You know what I see written all over you? Reform school. Now get out. Get out, you wild kid, ya.
Papa! It is pepulets like you that make blood in the marketplace. Ye gods.
You watch your phraseology, young woman. Hanging out with wild kids from the wrong side of town.
Mayor Shin, if I could just make you understand.
Well, you can't. And by the way, I read that book you gave me from cover to cover for a whole week now and didn't find a thing.
Mr. Mayor, if you please.
I'll settle your hash as soon as I get these premises off of my oldest girl.
Yes, all right. But in the meantime, I want to let you know that I'm vouching for Tommy Gillis. That boy's got the confidence of every kid in town. And you'll be standing in line waiting to shake his hand by the time our band plays its
By the
first
time my fine feathered never mind, Oliver, JC, Ewart, Owen. I want this man's references, and I want them tonight. Don't you let him out of your sight. He's slippier than a Mississippi sturgeon.
Professor Hill, I think it was wonderful of you coming to Tommy's defense.
Oh, that was nothing.
Oh, but yes, it was.
Oh, no. A man can't dodge the issue every time a little personal risk is involved. And what's the poet say? The coward dies 1,000 deaths. Brave man, only 500.
Professor, I've been meaning to talk to you about Winthrop's cornet.
Oh, yes, beautiful instrument. Hand-hammered brass, mother-of-pearl keys.
Yes, but he never touches it. He says you told him it wasn't necessary?
Well,
something about a think system. If he thinks the minuet in G, then he can play it.
Well, I admit it's still in the experimental stages. I suppose to a seasoned professional such as yourself it may seem ludicrous.
Oh, well, you mustn't say that.
I mustn't?
Of course not. Why, throughout history, the true originator is always laughed at. I hope you don't classify me with those small minds who ridiculed, well...
Galileo.
Yes, or Columbus. The one thing that one must remember, no matter who one is or what one is working for, one can do anything if one puts one's mind to it.
Miss Mary, if one could only tell you how much you have done for one, I would deem it a great privilege to talk with you again.
Well, all I said was...
May one call upon you some evening?
Oh, why, any night this week. Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, tick, 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 talk a lot, pick a little, pick a little, please don't make no sort, tick, tick, talk a lot, pick a little, talk a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, tick, 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 talk a lot, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, tick, 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 you look like a fairy princess with a blue feet for your floor, with a golden shimmer in your hair and silver shoes for all to see. We know that you will soon unfold for giving heart of purest gold. Here, where a woman's heart, fairy princess, blue feet floor, golden shimmer, silver shoes. Now unfold, heart of gold. Here, our woman's heart should lead. The professor told us to read those books and we simply adore them all. Sure, sir. Gravity. Oh, Zach. Chip, 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 chip. Make a little time, little chip.
Mr. Hill, here's your overdue notice for your stay at my hotel. I'll be expecting full payment any day now.
Oh, I'll be sure to get to the bank first thing in the morning, sir.
You will if you want to avoid eviction. Good day.
Sorry, Professor. We've got our orders. We all been deputized.
Oh, yes. Well, congratulations. Well, let's see now. You know, all week now I've been trying to give you fellows my references and credentials. But every time you seem to get off the subject somehow. Now, I have just what you need up in my hotel room. Take me a second.
Sorry, afraid I'll have to go with you.
Oh, yes. Oh, well, let me see if I have my key. Oh, it's this. Oh, a testimonial from Madame Rinnie, the only female bassoon player ever to appear in the Red Path circuit. Well, that was her stage name, of course. Actually, she was from Moline, Leia Rose Quackenbush.
Could I see that for a minute?
Oh, you'll never forget the name. Leia Rose. Oh, same as the old song. Light a rose, I'm home again, roll.
To get the sun back in the sky.
Light a rose, I'm home again, rose. About 1,000 kisses shy. Ding dong ding, I can hear the chapel bell chime. Ding
herself? Oh, will he ever tell him? Won't she ever tell him? Ah, yes. Ah, no. Ah, fiddlesticks, just open up your mouth and let it come out.
Now, Mama.
Now, nothing, and if he ever comes to call again, you'll see him alone. And if you haven't the gumption to tell him how you feel...
Tell him?
Well, there's nothing wrong with a ladylike hint.
Hey, sis.
Oh, and what's that thing you got there?
It's a genuine Hercules combination pocket knife and toolkit with 630 blades.
This marks of tours.
One spear blade, one 6-foot blade, one small pen blade, plus a swag and all and combination tack pillar and screwdriver.
Oh, and where did you pick up that horrible weapon?
It's a present. From Harold.
Professor Hill?
Uh-huh. He said if I'm going to stick around River City, I better learn how to roll and spit. I got the spit down pretty good.
What do you and Harold talk about?
Sometimes we talk business. Sometimes we just plain talk. He talks about his hometown, Gary, Indiana, and he said he'd take me there someday.
Oh, well, isn't that nice?
And he taught me a song that hardly has any S's in it. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, let me say it once again. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, that's the town that knew me when. If you'd like to have a logical explanation, how I happened on this elegant syncopation, I would say without a moment of hesitation, there is just one place that can light my face. Gary, Indiana, and all Louisiana, best friends, you're wrong. But Gary, Indiana, my home sweet home. If you'd like to have a logical explanation, how I happened on this elegant syncopation, I would say without a moment of hesitation, there is just one place that can light my face.
Gary, Indiana,
all Louisiana, best friends, you're wrong. But
Gary, Indiana, my home sweet home. Come along now, we still have to get ready for the social bowl.
Hey, do the shins live around here somewhere?
The Shin home is on East Elm. This is West Elm.
Ah, criminy. Oh, I see you're the piano teacher in town. You must know about this fella Hill forming a boys' band here.
Yes.
Well, don't let that worry you no more. I got the goods on him in spades, the swindling two-bit thimble rigger. That's why I got to see Shin. See, I'm just passing through, and the number 8 only makes a 15-minute water stop. Ooh, wish it was 20. Sure could concentrate 5 minutes on you, girly girl.
Who are you?
Name's Charlie Cowell, anvil salesman. But just now, I got heavier things on my mind. I got to protect the good name of the traveling fraternity from that swindler Hill.
But Mr. Cowell, you're making a big mistake.
Oh, mistake my old lady's corset cover. That fella's been the raspberry seed in my wisdom tooth just long enough. He spoiled Illinois for me, but he's not gonna spoil Iowa. Say, what kind of music teacher are you anyway? You didn't see through him. He's no more professor than...
Well, I know all about that. Band leaders are always called professor. It's an academic courtesy. Why, he's a fine director. And he always...
And nothing, girly girl. He's never formed a band in his life, and he never will.
If you'll just listen to me for a
I'd
minute...
I'd like to do more than that, if I had the time. I sure got the inclination. But I gotta get back on that train. I got to leave this dynamite, and I can see you ain't the one to leave it with.
Just a minute. Mr. Cowell, you don't know me very well yet.
Is that an invitation, girly girl?
No, I mean, I don't know you.
That's what well, I need more time anyway.
Well, I mean, as well as I'd like to.
No trouble there, girly girl.
I never met a man who sells anvils before. That's something, well, quite different.
Yes, well, it takes a real salesman, I can tell you that. Anvils have a limited appeal, you know. Oh, what am I doing? I missed that train and I'll get fired. And I got to leave word about that fella Hill.
Well, leave word with me.
Not down your tin type, girly girl. How do I know you deliver these letters?
Try me. Oh, there's your train. Now run for it.
Why, you double-dealing little... Who do you think you're protecting? That guy has got a girl in every county in Illinois. And that's 102 counties. Not to mention the piano teachers like you he cozies up to, just to keep their mouths shut. Neither one of you's heard the last of me, girly girl.
About 1,000 kisses shy. Ding dong ding, I can hear the chapel bell chime. Ding dong ding, at the least suggestion I'll pop the question. Light a rose, I'm home again, Rose, without a sweetheart to my name. Good evening, Miss Marian. Light a rose, now everyone knows that I am hoping you're the same. So here is my love song, not fancy or fine. Light a rose, oh, won't you be my light a rose?
Marian, who was that you was just talking? Why, Professor Hill.
Mrs. Peru, the top of the evening. Miss Mary?
Oh, you two come up and said I've got some jelly on the stove.
There's no jelly on the stove, Mom.
Then I'll put some on.
Well, shall we set, as your mother said?
Well,
Well, now you did ask me to call.
Oh, did I? I didn't mean anything by it.
Oh, I see. Well, evidently it's not a convenient night. I'll see the sociable later.
Just a minute, Professor. Is it really true that you've had 100... Well, what I'm trying to say is...
Yes?
Well, I was wondering how you developed the think system.
The what? The think system, yes. Well, it's really very simple. As simple as whistling. And nobody has to show you how to use your lips in whistling. You only have to think a tune to have it come out clearly here. Here, why don't you just try this yourself?
Are all music teachers as dense as I am?
All music teachers.
Have they all been fascinated as I have with the think system?
Well, now, some more and some less. Now, one young lady thought of the same system before I got to her town. She showed me a few refinements.
I see. I must be very dull company for a man of your experience.
Oh, now say, where'd you get an idea like that?
Well, one hears rumors of traveling salesmen.
Now, Miss Marian, you mustn't believe everything you hear. After all, one can hear rumors about librarians.
I suppose you're referring to Uncle Matty.
Uncle Matty?
Mr. Madison, my father's best friend. No matter what they say, he left me a job at the library so Mother and Winthrop and I could have some security. Surely you don't believe me.
No. Of course not. Now, that's exactly what I'm saying. Now, why do you think people start all those rumors?
Well, narrow-mindedness and jealousy. Jealousy mostly, I guess.
Exactly. And jealousy mostly starts rumors about traveling salesmen. What have you heard?
Nothing about you personally, just generally.
Yeah, to her generally?
Well, rumors and things.
Oh, I see. Well, why don't we sit down for a while and discuss it? You do sit? Your knees bend and all?
We could sit here.
I was thinking more like the large hollow log over at the footbridge.
Well, I've never been to the footbridge with a man in my life.
Just to talk.
Well, I can't. I need to dress for the sociable.
Then meet me there afterwards.
Oh, I can't, please. Some other time. Maybe tomorrow.
Oh, my dear little librarian. You pile up enough tomorrows, and you'll find that you've collected nothing but a lot of empty yesterdays. And I don't know about you, but I'd like to make today worth remembering.
Oh, so would I.
The footbridge. 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Mama!
What?
I just told Professor Hill I'd meet him at the footbridge in 15 minutes.
Glory be and saints be praised, it works!
What does? The think system?
I've been using it on you from the parlor.
I'm looking for Mayor Shit. Have you seen him? Can anyone point me in the direction of Mayor Shit?
Please, kids, you must clear this area. Mrs. Shin wants to start the entertainment.
No, we want to dance. Which incident moves Professor Hill taught us.
Mr. Washburn, my group is ready to perform.
Start her up, Mr. Washburn.
All right, Tommy, what'll it be?
Shapoopy.
Now a woman will kiss on the very first date is usually a hussy. And a woman will kiss on the second time out is anything but fussy. But a woman will wait till the third time around. Head in the clouds, feet on the ground. She's the girl he's glad he's found. She's his shapoopy, 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 shapoopy. The girl is watching that. Shapoopy, shapoopy, shapoopy.
But you can't win her yet.
Walk her once, just raise the curtain, then you walk around twice and make for certain. Once more in the flower garden, she will never get sore if you beg her pardon. Squeeze her once when she isn't looking. If you get a squeeze back, that's fancy cooking. Once more for a pet forever, she will never get sore on her way to supper. Now little old Sal was an old gal, as anyone could see. Look at her now, she's a gold gal. She only goes for a squeeze. Her once
throw, I'd have a plate of cream with them. You go along, I'll meet you.
15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Miss Marion, you're late.
But you said 15 minutes.
No, I'd say, well, about 26 years late. It took you all this time to get to the footbridge with the fella.
If you want to know the truth, it was almost longer.
Oh?
Halfway here, I nearly turned back. Well, I suppose I'm not the first girl to fall under the spell of your salesmanship.
Oh, now, Miss Marion, surely you don't think I've been trying to sell you anything?
Oh, no, you've given me something. That's why I had to come.
I don't recall giving you anything.
Yes, you have. Something beautiful. That's why I came, and I'm so glad. Oh, please don't be afraid that I expect too much more. One can't expect a traveling salesman to stay put. I know there have been many ports of call, and there will be many more. Still, I can be grateful for what you've left behind, for me.
Marion, there's a lot of things you don't know about me.
Hey, Greg.
Excuse me. I'm expecting a cable from a Hector Berlioz. This could be it. What?
Who's the salesman here? Looks like she's selling and you're buying. Well, I had to keep her off balance, didn't I? She's so far off balance now you can't tell her from a catboat in a hurricane.
Yeah, well, I gotta keep her that way until those uniforms arrive.
Oh, they're here, and the kids are in it. Here, Tommy collected most of the dough. He's pretending to hold a practice over at the lumber yard.
What time's the freight go?
9:40 from the junction.
Oh, it's not even 30 yet.
Listen, Greg, you better choose it while you can.
Now listen, Buster Brown. I've come up here to ranks on this skirmish. I am not leaving without my commission. Now be it. Never a peaceful moment in the music business. Now then, where were we?
You were about to tell me what I don't know about you.
Yeah. Well, we don't really have to go into that just now, though, do we?
Of course not. We never have to go into that, Harold.
Madam Librarian, you are a lady from the ground up.
Well, the librarian hasn't felt much like doing research lately. But she did plenty when you first arrived.
Oh? Well, about what?
Well, about Professor Harold Hill. Gary Conservatory of Music. Gold medal class of Ot 5. Harold, there was no conservatory in Ot 5.
Why, there certainly was. If you just...
Because the town wasn't even built until Ot 6.
You mean you knew it all the time?
Since 3 days after you came. I tore this page out of the Indiana Journal. I meant to use it against you, but now I give it to you with all my heart.
But why?
There were bells on the hill, but I never heard them ringing. No, I never heard them at all till there was you. There were birds
earth.
And the fountain.
Stop, stop, stop! Listen to this man!
Why, you bone-headed, square-toed, tank-town boobs! Can't you see this music fella's giving you the double shovel?
What do you say, mister?
It's burglars in the bedroom while you're filling in the parlor. I'm talking about Harold Hill, a shell worker, a flim-flammer, an 18-carat thief.
You mean the music professor?
Music professor? Not on your fireless cooker, mister.
The fella with the band.
There ain't any band. There never has been any band. And there never will be any band. And unless you hunt this man down right now, like the mangy dog he is, there won't be any Harold Hill either. He'll be on the next train out of town.
I said it all along. Get his credentials.
I got his credentials right here.
What are we waiting for?
Yeah, I want my money back.
Money on what is hot.
After him! And when you find him, bring him back to the schoolhouse. Roped and hog-tied if you have to. After him!
I'll only be a moment.
While 110 cornets played the air, then I modestly took my place as the one and only bass, and I oomped up and down the square.
Good night, my someone. Good night, my love.
With 110 cornets right behind.
Our star is shining its brightest light.
There were horns of every shape and sweet dreams, sweet dreams, there
While 110 cornets play the air.
I wish I knew, and I wish I were. Now good night, my someone.
Greg, come on, there's a crazy anvil salesman running all over town spilling the beans. He's there. Let's try down by the creek.
Oh, Professor, here's my tar. I'm not talking about tar and feathers. I've been looking all over for Winthrop. Maybe he's in his room.
Well, it's not often I find myself at a loss for words.
It's all right. Don't you know that? You don't owe me a word. Now hurry, Harold, please.
Not here.
Now, wait a minute here, son.
I'm not your son. Let me go.
Not till I talk to you for a minute.
I won't listen. You won't tell me the truth anyway.
I would too.
Would not.
I would not. Tell you anything you want to know.
Can you lead a band?
No. Yes?
Are you a dirty, rotten crook?
Yes!
Let me go, you big liar.
Hey, now what's the matter? You wanted the truth, didn't ya? Hey, now look, I'm bigger than you, and you're gonna stand here and get it all, so you may as well quit whittling. Now there's two things you're entitled to know. One, you're a wonderful kid. Now I thought so from the first. That's why I wanted you in the band, so you'd quit moping around and feeling sorry for yourself.
What band?
I always think there's a band, kid.
What's the other thing I'm entitled to know?
Well, actually, the other thing's none of your business now that I think of it.
I wish you never come here to River City.
No, you don't, Winthrop.
Censor, you believe him?
I believe every word he ever said.
But he promised us.
Well, I know what he promised us. And it all happened just as he said. All the lights, flags, symbols, and all the colors.
Where was all that?
In the way every kid in this town looked and acted all summer. Especially you. And the parents, too. Does Mama wish he'd never come to River City?
Well, you do. Don't you?
No, Winthrop. Now hurry, Harold, please.
Go, Censor, hurry up!
No, I can't go, Winthrop.
Why not?
Well, for the first time in my life, I got my foot caught in the door. There was love around, but I never heard it singing. No, I never heard it at all, till there was you. Greg! Greg, they're here! Greg, come on!
And always remember, fellow river citizens, that I did everything in my power to prevent this dire happening from happening. Fourscore!
Get our money back.
Yeah.
That Harold Hill collected $300 tonight.
I haven't seen any of that uniform.
He's slippery, I told you.
I haven't seen uniform of my boy since just after supper.
He's a kidnapper.
Fourscore and 7 years. Just a minute. Just a minute. Virtue has triumphed. The sword of retribution has cut down Professor Harold Hill. And there are those, as I have heard, who are melting tar and collecting feathers, and I will not say them nay.
Just a minute. I should think there ought to be some of you who can forget our everlasting Iowa stubborn, chip-on-the-shoulder arrogance long enough to remember River City before Harold Hill arrived. Do you remember? Well, do you? Then suddenly there were things to do, things to be proud of, and people to go out of your way for. Surely some of you can be grateful for what this man has brought to us, and I should think you'd want to admit it.
You're wasting our time. If there is a single person in this hall who doesn't want this man Hill tarred and feathered, let him, by God, stand up. standing there like a coat of Shropshire sheep. Maybe I can remind you what you paid for those uniforms. Technical instruction books and high-priced band instruments with a clear understanding and warranty that your children would be taught to play in a band. Well, where's the band, huh? Huh? Where's the band?
Oh, I couldn't. Now think, men. Think.